Hello, my name is Leo and welcome to another episode, I almost would have said episode 4 Golden. And today we're going to do the final lecture explaining the basics of Jungian psychology, the central theme of the persona theories. Mr. Edogawa's TV classroom.
Mr. Edogawa's TV classroom.
Hello there everyone, it's time for Mr. Edogawa's TV classroom. Everyone loves Jungian psychology, an invitation to the you that you don't know. The final lesson, our grand finale, deeper into Jungian psychology. This is how we're going to end. It's hard to say, isn't it? Now then, let us begin this lecture. Valinta Space Cadets. Jungian psychology once more. Looking back, the unconscious, the collective unconscious, the shadow and persona archetypes, complexes, personality types and dream interpretation. I've managed to introduce the main points of Jungian psychology to you. I've forgotten everything. If you're a high school student, it might have been a bit hard for you, but you did well to come this far. Though I think we can ease off on lectures. Some of you might want to go even farther, get promoted, For those people, I'll be glad to show you the next step. So today we're going to talk about the power that helped Jung formulate his superhuman-like theories. His interest in the mystical, what you would call the occult. Bloodline of mediums. From start to finish, his life had always been influenced by occult-like things. He was a man of science. That was his fate. It was in his DNA, that's not how DNA works. He was born in the Switzerland countryside to a family that was close to spirits. To be more specific, everyone was dead. His father was a pastor, and his mother was from a bloodline that can sense spirits. A bloodline. Really? A bloodline. That's what we're doing? We're talking about bloodline techniques now? I think it's safe to say that this environment helped him foster an interest in religion and spirit. In fact, he did experience something psychologically important. For instance, when he was 3 to 4 years old, quite young, he had a dream that he was unable to forget. Yeah, what dream was that? Well, it was a terrifying dream. In a throne room, past an underground tunnel, he saw a giant pillar of flesh known as the Man-Eater. That dream may have been the starting point of his passion towards dream interpretation. On top of that, Jung took notice of another personality within himself at an early age. He saw the personality was an old, dignified man who compensated for his feelings of inferiority as a boy. Can I... just a second. Oh, so he's straight up a fucking split personality now? I guess. It sounds a lot like one of the archetypes he later proposed. A wise old man, doesn't it? Psychic phenomena. It can be said for sure that Jung's blood and upbringing caused this. But throughout his life, he had multiple experiences with poltergeist phenomena. Some cases include his family oak table splitting in two pieces, and a steel bread knife shattering. What? Jung was also interested in the paranormal from a young age. He participated in a gathering to summon the spirits of the dead, held by a cousin who was a medium. It really shows how interested Jung was about the occult. When Jung began walking the path of psychiatry, he analyzed the things that occurred at that summit. While Jung thought there was psychological meaning, Freud warned against getting too deep into the occult. One of the factors in the deterioration of their relationship was this difference in viewpoints regarding the occult. Well, they did also disagree on some theories and psychoanalysis and had some pleasant incidents, but around the time Jung parted ways from Freud, he had a certain health problem. He himself became mentally ill. No shit. Period of mental illness. His mind had become so ill, he would see visions and delusions. Even as he suffered this illness, he drew upon his experience as a psychiatrist and turned it into a subject of study. So, what kind of visions did he see? Let me introduce one of them to you. Is it an alien from Aliens? There was a time when he saw visions of Europe ending with a giant flood. Okay. A few months later, the First World War broke out. This vision became a reality. Convenient coincidence. Seems like a prophetic dream, doesn't it? Young interpreted this occurrence as the result of the unconscious sensing of oncoming danger of the war. During this time, he also came across ghosts. According to him, after a group of ghosts burst into his house, as ghosts do, he then spent 3 days writing an essay. What he did or they did? He did. In a sense, he acknowledged the existence of ghosts, but he saw these ghosts as projections of his unconscious. Psychiatrist's bizarre experiment. Treating people as a psychiatrist, sometimes he came into experiences that surpassed rational thought. Jung was interested in things like that as well. I'll relate a well-known anecdote about Jung as an example. This happened when he was talking with a female patient, interpreting her dreams. She was talking about a golden scarab in a dream, and at that moment an actual beetle flew into the room. When this occurred, her mind was altered, and so was the treatment. Jung took notice of the mechanism of coincidence. This meaningful coincidence led to synchronicity and constellation. Jung intertwined these with archetypes and theorized about the, well, we'll skip on that. Okay. Maybe some other time. Don't leave that sex. Young Eastwood. Jung was also interested in Eastern religion and ideology, which was a rare study at the time. Hindu psychology, Zen ideology, Chinese fortune-telling, alchemy. His inspirations came from everywhere. Take the mandala, for example. That's the type of art in the Buddhist and Hindu religions, usually with many gods or Buddhas drawn on them. He realized that there was a similarity between the structure of that art and the treatment he underwent during his illness. Jung knew from experience that you can see the state of mind through painting a circle. He found a common point between drawing a circle and mandalas. It seems he tried expanding his knowledge of relations that science couldn't explain by reading the I Ching, a Chinese system. Jung's ideas of synchronicity and meaningful coincidences were influenced by the I Ching. This thing really fucking do my throat in. Alchemy's effect on Jungian psychology. Now then, when talking about Jung's achievements and the occult, you can't not mention alchemy. Alchemy is a magical technology that people dreamed of long ago, famously to turn lead into gold. Jung interpreted the principle of the process as a misrepresentation of individualization. The influence of alchemy on Jung is obvious, as he has left several works on alchemy. He really took interest in the alchemic concepts of the union of opposites. Things of opposite properties usually becoming one complete object. That idea became one of Jungian's psychology roots. As in, like opposites attract or something like that. Or like, the persona is like the shadow self. You mean the me that likes Naruto? The one that doesn't exist, and if you say it exists, I'll beat the fucking head in? Going this way, and you almost feel that all this talk of occult study is rather mild. Holy shit. Jung and the UFO. Oh god, here we fucking go. Well, how can I believe any of these guys to say now? He's fucking crazy. Young built up his original knowledge not only through psychiatric study, but by digging deep into the occult. What's synchronicity? What in constellation? Is that like astrology? Not astrology, but you know the one. Telling the fortune through the stars. Collective unconsciousness, complexes, archetypes, psychiatry, reinterpretation, alchemy, I Ching, religion, myth, Mandela, UFOs. He sure had a lot of energy. Not only did he take on ancient things like mythology, but he even integrated new mysteries into his studies. Modern mysteries such as UFOs. Their very existence is doubtful, but Young tried to explain the existence of UFOs. And his results were, well, I'll make this short. UFOs are icons of postmodern anxiety, coming from the collective unconsciousness. UFOs are a modern-day Mandela. To sum it up, perhaps you'll be able to understand what this means with the knowledge you've gained from these lessons. To illustrate how deeply Young delved into experiences of ancient ideology and theology, passing the borders of theology. In his later years, he attended Erenos, an intellectual exchange for all sorts of thinkers all across the world. He directly and continually exchanged ideas and opinions with some of the best scholars in a number of fields. Young associated with a variety of famed minds, even outside of Erenos. The author Hesse, the physicist Pauli, and many big politicians were among his associates outside of his field. His achievements, influenced by a variety of people, have surpassed the borders of psychology and psychiatry. His work is not limited to psychiatrists. Philosophers, authors, and artists as well find inspiration in his works. He was one of the few psychologists that actually influenced the way people think. Thank Christ. This vital lecture was a lot to swallow, but if anything I said interests you, I encourage you to look it up. I will not. I am sure something deep within your conscience will change or give you the opportunity to change. Oh! And because these lessons are all my own personal opinions, I end on a disclaimer that no effects are guaranteed. Probably should have said it at the beginning, but whatever. Until we meet again! Oh god. Natsvikalda Ganivitinin Zagaskluk Zunis! Cool. Wonderful. We're done. How many more videos do I need to record? Yeah, about that. I'll have to think of some other ideas because, like, more stuff is coming out for these things. I don't know. I'll figure it out. But for now, my name is Leo, and I'll see you next time.